have yeast in them, and then there's some that don't. All right. Croissant dough has yeast in it. Danish dough has yeast in it. Puff pastry does not have yeast in it. Okay. It's all about folds and turns. Okay, and nothing else. So the same exact way that you all saw me do the croissant dough with the three-fold turn, three-fold, roll it out. It's the same exact way that the puff pastry is done without the okay? Now, this liquid puff pastry that I'm going to do, more or less, kind of replicate, I guess, pie dough, if that makes sense. Okay? As well, I'm more or less just going to make the dough up, and then I'm going to flatten it out, bag it, pack it, and put it in the cooler. What I'll do later on is I'll roll it out a little, and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of sugar into it, maybe some cinnamon sugar, I think we got in the bag, and I'm going to just roll it from both ends, and then I'm going to freeze it. The whole idea is that it's just to make, those crispy, like croutons I told you about. We're not going to put the anchovy things in it, we're going to do sweet ones, okay? And then I'll make them off tomorrow.
I think you said you're going to sprinkle some sugar in the dough. I know one time you spoke about certain things that you put in the dough to dry it out.
Yeah.
Sugar's not one of them. Could you tell us some of the things it could be?
Well, the whole notion behind it is not necessarily, the sugar is primarily that, just add flavor. And even then, you can flavor the sugars. The anchovy paste, I say you can make for Caesar salad. You can make your own spreads and, creations, whatever, to go inside of them. If it dries out, a lot of times when we dry those out, it's because it's a measurement. It's always a measurement of something. And that's why I think, in all honesty, I think over the last couple of weeks, a lot of you all have seen that we all measure differently. Because not everything comes out the same. That's why a lot of times I bring you all together in class so that you all can see what each other has done. It's the same ingredients every single time. We all go into the same cooler, we pull stuff out. If you don't remember to pair this, or if you don't look at this accurately, the product messes up. And a lot of times, I go back to when I mentioned it, I said, hey, this is all about precision, this is chemistry. It's nothing else. You go across the hall and you're in the bakery class, whatever, you all know sprinkle salt, sprinkle pepper, sausage, all right.
All right.
You can add, but you can't do that without a doubt. If you try and do that, it doesn't work. But hopefully, once you all are done with this class, you won't stop baking. And we all know if you don't, you don't use it, you lose it. I think probably the best example is if you know another language. I know kitchen French, but if I don't practice my kitchen French on a regular basis,
Spanish went out of my head.
Right out of high school.
Hopefully, whatever the end goal is, if you want to open up that establishment, don't just focus on hot food and then you're going to bring somebody in and do all your baking and pastry and all that. You'll forget it. I'm always on your side to make money. You all know that. But at the same token, you gotta, I have no issue with it. You call me and you say, Bill, I got a question about, I'll help you out any way I can. I got no problem. I want you to be successful every step of the way. All right, so I'm gonna put together a couple of things real fast. The Blitz puff pastry, I'm going to throw it together real fast. As cold as you can get it, forever. Alright, so I'm going to talk, flowers in. I'll get this done early, and then I can put it away. Now, I'll tell you, here's some insight, for this paper, okay? Laminated dough. So, let me see, with puff pastry. I'm a little rusty, but puff pastry. Is noted. Let's see. Pinwheel turnovers. Bear claws. Medallion. Pinwheels, turnovers, bear claws, medallions, twists. Usually we do cinnamon twists or something. Cheese straws. Pinwheels, turnovers, bear claws, medallions, pockets. What else? I think that's everything I know of with croissant. I think croissant. Croissant patty. What else? Danish dough. Patty.
Somebody could have played that somewhere before, but it wasn't there.
What about that steak wrapped up in dough?
What's wrong? The steak?
It's wrapped in dough.
Oh, it's wrapped in puff pastry.
What's that called?
Oh my goodness, we make it every Friday. Sure. Steak on fruit or beef on fruit. Beef Wellington. Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough pastry, isn't it?
Yep. Croissant patty, Danish dough patty. These are all your laminated doughs. Okay. Laminated dough, right there. They're all relatively made in the same fashion, meaning that you have butter that is opened and turned into it. And at the same token, there is, I'm going to say there's 10 steps to, there's 10 steps of production for laminated dough, just like with yeast dough, okay? So, there's two major differences. The 12 steps you learned were what? Scale, mix, ferment, punch, portion, round, shape, proof, bake, cool, store. Is that right? In laminated dough, I believe in step 3, you have it's scale, mix, ferment, or step 4. Step 4 would be prepare the fat, which means the butter or the margarine that you're going to laminate. And then step 5 would be lamination, the laminating process. So those are the two different steps in your laminated dough, okay? But those right there are all laminated doughs that you have, okay? So now, and like I said, with the puff pastry, those are just some of the things that you can make with it. I said to you earlier, a lot of times, this will be the first and last time you'll make, puff pastry. want. The only thing in the bowl is, rice. All right. Cold butter. Alright, so ice cold butter, fresh out the cooler. Alright, so now I'm just going to feed it in. Alright, cut into that. So now, how much flour was that? It's what, 8 ounces? So 16 ounces total, and 16 ounces of fat. So that kind of shows you right there. It is cooking great. You start to see things broken down, staged step by step. Start to realize what? Cooking a fish.
Sampling all your own food after a while.
Starts to make you look at food differently when you're in these fields. But I would tell you either come to grips with it or you don't. But you're in control of it. That's the great thing about it. Now that you become a chef or a cook, you're even more in control of your fate now. You know what you're eating. You took nutrition class yet?
Next.
Oh boy. Just wait. Wait till you get into there. You start reading ingredient labels. Start learning what things are.
That's what I said. I'll just drink water for the rest of my life. No food, just water.
I don't know. Alright, so cut into that. There's some chunks of butter in there, but they'll slowly break down. Yeah, tell you what, that's fine.
Why the water has to be so cold? What does it do for the milk?
The whole notion is to keep the butter from melting. That's all. That's the whole idea. Think about with the, when we did that croissant dough, I put flour into the butter to kind of keep it from sticking to my hand, but it also kind of helps hold that temperature a little bit as well. So once we add in the ice water, the temperature of the dough will stay relatively constant. And then I can work with it just a little bit. Now, as the chunks of fat start to break down, I'm trying not to touch the bowl because my 98-degree hands will start to break down some of the butter. Alright. Now, you look in there, you actually got a nice consistency. It's pretty mealy consistency. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour that over there. So it kind of gives you an idea. Alright, once we do it, once I add in the water, it's going to ball up very quick. Now, I know it tells you what is it, 8 ounces of water? Alright, well, I'll eyeball it. So I'm only gonna work it just a little. A little bit of flour. And what I'll do is I'm gonna let it cool down some while we look at some other stuff. And then I'll come back, and what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna do some folds and turns with it. Alright? The butter is already in there. So all I wanna do is create some layers with it. But I wanna let it relax for a while so I can come back and work with it a little more. If you look at how long it was on the mixer, it wasn't on the mixer very long. And like I said, I had asked for 8 ounces of water, but maybe I put 4 ounces of water. Okay? I'm always a firm believer in recipes that have where you cut in fat. You may not use all of the product, all of the liquid. Reason being is that you don't necessarily need it. You can, if you put all of it in there, fine. What'll probably end up happening is you'll have a very soft dough, and you're going to end up working more flour back into the product. This is sometimes where you can overshoot and you can dry out a dough, okay? Because the whole reason behind it is that you feel like the dough is still sticky because what? It's sticking to your hand, so I need to add more flour. And you keep doing it until you get to this. But the problem is, by the time you get to this, you now change the chemistry of your product. You go to bake it off, it comes out, and then first thing you say is, what? Should I do my biscuits or my whatever that come out, it just fell apart. Well, I always ask you, well, how much liquid do you? I took the whole thing. And then what you do? Well, I dumped it out on the table and it just spread everywhere. So I started working flour. And then, of course, the thing about it is you're doing just that. You're working flour. Whenever you guys see me do something, I fold it, what, a couple of times, take my hands off of it, and it's over. So it's all together? Yeah. All right. So now, we're all square on puff pastry. So I'm going to put this away. That's the quick fast puff pastry. It's not, it doesn't have any turns or folds in it yet. I'll put some in there. All right. All right. So now, what I want to do. I'm going to do the boulevard, and I'm going to show you some of the things that we do with the boulevard. Maybe we'll do the new bird. Right, boulevard is what it looks like. That is true. All right. That's now, with the boulevard, a little bit of flour.